Are the Lakers cooked, chat? Are we sure that we have a chance in the playoffs? Tune into today's video to find out. Yo, 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 yo! What's good, everybody? How y'all doing? Shout out Cash Nasty for that intro, because I am very creative when it comes to making my own intro. I am not. We have a lot to talk about today. Primarily, a couple things. Luka's hamstring injury. I just got the report from Sean today. I was just watching it literally like 2 minutes before I made this video that he will have a grade 2 hamstring strain. And the fact that the Oklahoma City Thunder absolutely belted the Lakers last night. They won last night's game 139-96. The game was over after the first quarter. And in truth, the game was over after the second quarter and how SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, put his MVP case on lock. Or I should probably say he's a lock to win MVP. Shai solidified that last night. As a Laker fan, I was talking about it with my dad last night when we were watching the game, and my mom too. Shout out my mom. Hi, Mom. But we were all talking about it. I said that in Bill McDonald and Stu Lance's broadcast, which they are the Spectrum Sportsnet broadcasters that do the Laker games, and that's also a network that does games for the Los Angeles Dodgers. I think they do it for the LA Chargers too, which they should honestly do it for the Rams, but that's a whole different story. My point is that I know one of their keys to the game, because they do this every broadcast for the Lakers. Their keys to the game, I can tell you right now, was don't turn the ball over and win the rebounding battle, and limit perimeter shot attempts. First 7 minutes of the game, the Lakers committed 8 turnovers, and those early mistakes, which included 4 from Austin Reeves, allowed the Thunder to build an early 25-9 lead against the Lakers. Lou Dort started hitting threes like crazy, and I know a lot of people dare Dort to shoot nowadays, but he's shooting threes like crazy. Jalen Williams, Jay Will, started hitting shots like crazy. Isaiah Joe, I think, hit a step back on us. It was just an overall bad night for the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, let's look at the box score real quick, because boy, oh boy, I cannot wait to see what our guys put out in this absolute debacle of a game. Jake LaRavia had 6, beautiful. LeBron had 13, whatever. DeAndre Ayton had 8 points and 1 rebound. Nah, bro. Nah, did I read that right? He had 1 rebound. My starting center in 2026 only had 1 rebound. That is wild. And Jake LaRavia had more rebounds and blocks than DA. Wow, this dude is a waste of a height, bruh. Austin Reeves had 15. Luka had a bad game, but you know what? I will defend Luka on this point. He earned that because he carried the Lakers throughout the month of March, and he was the primary reason why the Lakers went 13-1 in those 14 games we did play. So, congratulations, Luka. You earned it. You're going to get no slander from me. Rui gave me nothing. Vanderbilt gave me 9 points in 12 minutes. I don't know why the hell JJ Redick did not want to play him. Bronny actually played good for the minutes he was given, but unfortunately he was being torched when the Thunder were just torching everybody. I mean, dude was getting clamped up by Case and Wallace, so damn, Bronny, I feel bad for him, low-key. Luke Kennard had 7 points, 33 minutes. He was a negative. He was a minus 28. Rui was a minus 39. Oh my gosh, and Braun was a minus 37. Jackson Hayes had 12 points. Great. I don't know, man. On the other side, SGA had 28. Lou Dort had 14. Isaiah Joe had 20 in 13 minutes. Again, like I said, he was hitting threes on us like crazy. AJ Mitchell had 10. J-Dub, Jalen Williams, the other Jalen Williams, he had 10 himself. Yeah, just an overall bad night, bruh. Just an overall bad night, and it was a great night if you're an Oklahoma City Thunder fan. And this game showed me pretty much what I already know about the Lakers. Yes, they are a good team. We went 13-1 in our last 14 games prior to last night's game, and Luka carried us throughout the month of March, and he was player of the month in the month of March. And the Lakers are the number 3 seed in the Western Conference at 50-27. But last night's game shows why the Thunder and the San Antonio Spurs are levels above everybody in the NBA. The Lakers are not there. And originally, my guy, I was going to make a video about should Luka be the MVP. And it was a hot debate in the NBA world for a good 2-3 weeks now, especially with the stretch he had again in the month of March. And it wasn't a wild take at all. because of the fact, again, Luka is putting up insane offensive numbers, similar to guys like James Harden and Michael Jordan. I think there was like a stat that I think it was NBA on Prime that showed that Luka had like 600 points in a single month. That's the most since James Harden. Obviously, James did it with the Houston Rockets, and what Jordan did in his prime days with the Chicago Bulls. But SGA is doing this on a consistent level. And here is the God's truth about the Lakers. And I got into a debate with one guy in Run It Back NBA's video covering the same thing, where he said, oh, well, the Lakers, they're just kind of, they didn't take this game seriously, which is kind of stupid, because why wouldn't you want to take a game like this against the number one team in the NBA who's looking to repeat seriously? I don't know. And it would impact our playoff positioning, but whatever. Here's the thing about that. The thing with the Lakers is that we do not have enough size and athleticism on the perimeter especially. Yes, I know Marcus Smart and Jared Vanderbilt are very crucial, and to an extent Jackson Hayes off the bench too, but mainly Smart and Vando. Those two have been very vital to what the Lakers do defensively this whole entire season. But even with that, it's also kind of an indictment on the Lakers, because Smart and Vando can only do so much to cover up our lack of athleticism and size and defense on the perimeter. Marcus Smart is not going to be 2022 Defensive Player of the Year Marcus Smart. I'm sorry, those days of him being that type of player, and I'm not saying that he's, washed or whatever, because he's still good. He's just not 2022 Defensive Player of the Year Marcus Smart anymore. I'm sorry. And Vando, while yeah, he's good on defense, bro, but if he's not hitting his corner threes, he's just another Matisse Thybulle or Andre Roberson. And there's a reason why Roberson is not even in the league no more, because when teams started doubling Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, or Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Carmelo Anthony, they basically let Andre shoot all those threes, and he's going to have like one of every 10 games where he just knocks him down just cuz. Vando is literally the same player. And here's the thing too. Oklahoma City has a lot of size, they have shooting, and they have the best player in basketball right now. I was torn between Joker, Luka, Giannis, Tatum, but obviously this was before Tatum came back from his Achilles injury, Ant-Man, and now Cade entered the conversation. But now it's clear as day. Shea is the best player in basketball. Bro was shredding our half-court zone defense, and I thought we went to a zone early, and I thought it would work against them. But here's the thing about the Thunder. They, over time, knew how to break the zone whenever it was applied against them. You could look at last year's second round series against the Denver Nuggets. Denver tried playing zone, but SGA and J-Dub, they all exploited that, and they broke the zone, which got a lot of their guys wide open, and Shea was still able to get his buckets despite that. The Pacers tried playing a bit of zone defense too in the finals, but overall it backfired on them. Yes, I know Tyrese Halliburton was hurt because of his Achilles tear. I don't want to hear it. But still, they broke that press, and again, they were going to win the championship anyway, in my opinion. And no, I don't want to hear anything about the free throws, because I literally talked about it in my last video, number one. And number two, he's literally showing you in real time that he can get 27 to 30 points without the free throws too, because Shea is just so slithery and crafty, and he could get to the mid-range with ease. Whether, a lot of people want rule changes because they probably want to make the SGA rules or whatever, I think Shea will find his way around that. You know what I'm saying? I get the free throws. But with or without the free throws, like I said, Shea's going to cook your team. Now, I'm going to put up a screenshot from ESPN where it talks about the MVP race and the MVP voting. And in a world these last couple of weeks where everyone was talking about, oh, Luka should be the MVP, Victor Wembanyama should be the MVP, and Edwards and all these other cats, Joker, this poll might show that the MVP race ain't as close as people made it out to be. Now, I ain't going to talk about the MVP race. I might make a separate video about that, but this is the MVP race in question. I think SGA is, well, I don't even think. It's clear as day that SGA is running away with the MVP votes. He's leading in the polls with 958 points. Victor Wembanyama is number 2 at 644 points. Nikola Jokic at number 3 with 500. Luka, 347, number 4. Jaylen Brown, in spite of the incredible job he's done with the Boston Celtics in the absence of Jason Tatum, for most of the year, he only has 123 points, and he has a total of 80 votes. And then you have Kawhi, Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson, and Tyrese Maxey. And last night's game showed that, yes, SGA is going to win the MVP. I'm calling it right now. And last night's game also showed that, yes, both Luka and Shea are incredible talents offensively. They're both gifted at what they do. But SGA, and to a certain extent Victor Wembanyama, but mainly SGA, he's showing that he is a level above Luka with scoring. And the one thing I will give Shea credit for is that he is a very capable defender. Luka cannot play defense to save his life. And again, when you have a guy like Marcus Smart out, and I'm not acting like Marcus Smart's the end-all be-all for us, because he isn't, and he shouldn't, but when you are missing a guy like that, you are missing so much infectious energy. And I think Running Back NBA talking about this with Paul George and his presence on the Philadelphia 76ers. You need a guy like that so the other guys can be motivated to play defense, Luka being one of them. And that sucks because Shea Gilgeous is a capable defender even when Lou Dort's not on the floor because he has so many other great defenders on his team, like Alex Caruso, Cason Wallace, Jalen Williams, both Jalen Williams guys, you know what I'm saying? And Chet Holmgren's a good defender. When you have capable defenders, yes, that energy is infectious, but even after all that, SGA is a capable defender and Luka is simply not capable. Now hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. Yes, I have been watching the games. I understand Luka led the league in steals in the month of March with 32, and he's averaging 2 steals a game on the season. But it doesn't change the fact that we are not that great defensively even after all that. And I think one of the reasons that Luka got as many steals as he did is, number one, we kind of had not a soft schedule, but a capable schedule where it's just like, I hope we win these type of ball games, right? I mean, we played the Pacers twice. We played an imploding Orlando Magic team, and they are starting to become frauds themselves. We played the Pelicans, who are not as bad as our record suggests, especially with DeJounte Murray back. The Nuggets are pretty good, but I don't know how good they really are. We played a really mid-Heat team. The Rockets are imploding, you know what I'm saying? And we beat the Brooklyn Nets and the Washington Wizards, and the Cleveland Cavaliers was probably our only, I could really say that is a very convincing win. You know what I'm saying? That's not a knock on our wins against the Denver Nuggets and the Houston Rockets, because those are playoff caliber teams too. Miami, playoff caliber team. But I do think when it comes to just like our overall schedule, when it comes to our wins, I think our win against the Cleveland Cavaliers a couple nights prior to the Thunder game last night was a win that I can definitely say that was a really convincing win against a good team. These other teams are either not as good as advertised, or they're just imploding like the Houston Rockets and the Orlando Magic. And again, one of the reasons why Luka led the league in steals in the month of March is because when you have a solid player like Marcus Smart, or a solid defender like Marcus Smart, I should say, who his energy on the defensive perimeter is as contagious as anyone's, yes, you are going to be more motivated to play defense. But I just think Shea has better overall defensive talent around him than what Luka has with the Lakers right now. Now let's talk about Luka's injury. Like I said at the beginning of the video, Luka has a grade 2 hamstring injury. Now, if y'all that are watching this video are medical professionals or athletic trainers, please run it by me because I'm neither of those things. But from what I understand, a grade 2 hamstring tear or hamstring strain requires 3 to 8 weeks to pretty much recover from. And there is a chance that he will play in the first round of the playoffs, or at least in the back half of the first round of the playoffs. But that's if and only if we get to that point, because that is 33 points that we are leaving on the table. LeBron is going to have to play out of his mind, and he can't even do that because he's 41 years old. And Austin Reeves is going to have to average 30 a game in our first round matchup, no matter who it is. And he's capable of doing that, but it's just like we're asking so much out of Austin and LeBron, and who else are we going to depend on? DeAndre Ayton? I don't trust that guy at all. I saw the work he did in Phoenix. That ain't trustworthy at all, man. And Marcus Smart, yeah, he'll come back and he'll provide some defense, but really, he might be our third option, unfortunately. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted the Lakers to get a guy like Benedict Mathurin, because Mathurin can provide some scoring or some levels of scoring that Luka left with us with his foreseeable absence because of his hamstring strain. Mathurin would have at least given us a solid scoring punch off the bench, and there's a reason why I proposed that trade last month in my trade predictions, or not even last month, a couple months ago, I should say, where I talked about the trades that should happen, and that's why I used Gabe Vincent and Jake LaRavia's contract to get Mathurin for situations like this. But never mind that, our roster is what it is right now. Let's talk about our potential playoff matchups. More than likely, we are going to face the Houston Rockets or the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round. Maybe Denver if they start slipping, but primarily I want to focus on those two teams I just mentioned. If we face the Rockets, we may have a solid chance because they are imploding right before our very eyes. There's no chemistry between KD and his Rocket teammates, especially with the burner fouls or what have you. But even then, that's not even a guarantee because there's a chance that he may cook us because we really don't have great perimeter defenders outside of Vanderbilt that could guard KD. And I don't know if Ayton can guard Şengün like that, if I'm being really honest with you. But if we face the Minnesota Timberwolves without Luka, and even though they beat us last year with Luka in the lineup, that's a bad situation for us because Minnesota can run us out of the gym, similar to how OKC can. The addition of Ayo Dosunmu with his three-point shooting and his ability to run and gun too, it's also paying dividends for the Minnesota T-Wolves. Dante DiVincenzo can shoot the lights out of the ball, and Rudy Gobert may have his way with DeAndre Ayton. So yeah, all in all, if we face the Minnesota Timberwolves, grant that series will be a 4-0 sweep or a 4-1 gentleman sweep, with them winning Game 5 on our home floor, again, like they did last year in the 2025 playoffs. Against Houston, we may have a chance, but even then, that's not guaranteed. But if we face frickin' Minnesota or Denver, that is a for sure 5-game gentleman sweep waiting to happen, or even a clean sweep. So, yeah, those are all my thoughts there. Those are all my thoughts about the game and Luka's injury and the outlook for the Lakers for the rest of the season. I am not happy as a Laker fan with, number one, how we lost and how how Luka's injury is going to affect us for the rest of the year. And yeah, I don't know, man. It ain't looking good for us. And there is a uprising narrative that Nico Harrison was right by trading Luka when the Mavericks traded him last February. But I don't know, man. What do y'all think? Are the Lakers cooked or not? Do you think we have a chance in the playoffs? Do you feel like this loss was overblown and whatever, what have you? I don't know, bruh. Just leave your thoughts and comments below. I'm coping as a Laker fan right now. But yeah, I'm going to get out of here. Happy Sunday, y'all. Happy Easter. May the Lord bless you all and have a good rest of your good rest of your Good Friday is what I'm trying to say, man. I did this video without a script, so obviously my thoughts are not going to come out cleanly as is or whatever. But yeah, I'm just going to end the video here. Yeah, that's the end of this video. I'm X. Deuces.